The Ephemera 11 Divine Codes are here for November, and that means we have another batch of combat manuals. These are available for a limited time, so be sure to spend your Ephemera before it expires. We'll be briefly talking about each combat manual on offer to see what kinds of skills you can get a hold of. First up is our two 5-star combat manuals, and these cost 300 Ephemera 11 each. Since November didn't have a past seasonal theme, it looks like we're getting some Christmas units early. Winter Chrom is bringing his big sack of gifts to share, and this axe is an enemy phase axe that grants +2 to every stat. Not the most groundbreaking weapon, but with a defense or res refine, you could get 6 defensive res for a unit, which ain't bad. This will be Chrom's rarest skill on offer since Pivot is a common assist skill, and you can get Brazen Attack and Defense and Warrior Fighter from some other 4-star summonable units. He may be worth getting solely to watch Ninja Hana or Levitine whack people with 2 sacks of presents. Our second 5-star combat manual is Winter Fae. She has a bunch of rare skills, but you will most likely only be able to grab one of them. First, her weapon is the Glittering Breath Plus, which is a Dragonstone that grants defense and res equal to the number of nearby allies times 2. This has a maximum of +6 defense and res, which would require 3 nearby allies. If you just want to stack defense and resistance and huddle together with the team, then this Dragonstone is not bad. Faye's gonna have Luna as her special. Then you have 3 solid passives in defense and res Bond, Vengeful Fighter, and Armor March. Vengeful Fighter is a staple armor skill for enemy phase tanks, and Armor March gives some valuable mobility on heavy armor teams. Defense and res Bond can be a decent alternative to other pure defensive skills like Fortress Defense and Res. Clearly, Winter Fae is the main draw for this Ephemera group if you like armor units, and she definitely is worth those 300 Ephemera 11. Moving on to the 4-star combat manuals, these will only cost 100 Ephemera 11 each. Paula is a decent fodder unit with Moonbow and Gold Flyers. Gold Flyers is nice on flyer teams if you want to stay grouped together. At 5 stars, she has the Ruby Sword Plus and Wings of Mercy 3. Next is Abel, and he has Swordbreaker 3 at 4 stars, a great budget skill for countering fast sword units. However, it gets completely nullified by no follow-up, which is not an uncommon sight on those type of units. At 5 stars, Abel will have the Brave Lance Plus and HP plus 5. Our third combat manual is the Reinhardt. Sadly, you can't borrow Dire Thunder, but you can get Vanish 3. Reinhardt is also the only low rarity summonable option if you want the Blazing Thunder AoE special. At 5 stars, he will come with Gold Cavalry to buff nearby Cavaliers with more attack and speed. Our fourth unit is Ferdinand von Eyre. Ferdy may not be the greatest Lance Cavalier ever, but he is an excellent demodee with some really valuable skills. First, at 4 stars, he has the ever popular Reposition Assist skill, which can go on nearly any unit. He also has Fortress Defense 3, which isn't as important to obtain. Now at 5 stars, Ferdinand has the Vanguard Plus Lance, which is an enemy phase lance that grants +7 defense when the foe initiates combat. You can get this from Thea, who is another 3 to 4 star unit, but it's still somewhat new. Last, Ferdinand will have Rouse Spd and Defense 3, which grants the user +6 defense and res if they start the turn alone. I think this skill is incredibly good on a lot of solo type units and works perfectly with the 2 solo sacred seals we have. I would say this skill cements Ferdinand at the top of the priority list for this group of 4-star combat manuals. Last, we have Brady. Now he has some interesting skills as a healer. Brady comes with Heavenly Light, which you can find on a bunch of older healers, and he also has Attack and Res push 3. It's not the stronger tier 4 version, but Brady can help you get these 3 tiers first in the case you want to inherit the tier 4 version later to another unit. Attack and Res push 3 is also a decent budget A skill for healers. Now at 5 stars, Brady has the Slow plus Staff and Recover plus Healing skill. Neither is super rare. However, Brady also has Infantry Rush, which grants the Heavy Blade ability to nearby infantry allies. This isn't a skill I see that often, however it could be used on certain teams. For example, we have a couple weapons like Faye's new Refined Dragonstone that grants cooldown charge +1 on the foe's attacks. Infantry Rush can fill the gap by giving cooldown charge +1 on the user's attacks, although obviously they have to meet the Heavy Blade attack check. I wouldn't say this is a super high priority skill, but it's an interesting option for infantry teams with lots of attack naturally. That's going to be it for this batch of Ephemera 11 combat manuals. Personally, I would grab Winter Fae and Ferdinand at least. Be sure to participate in the usual events to get those Ephemera Divine Codes and spend them before they're gone. Thanks for watching, I'll see you guys in the next video.